Okay,
Yeah.
go for it. I'll start recording.
Okay.
We can do it.
Let's see if I can get mine in there.
Okay.
Bum. Oh, wow. Whew. That looks a lot longer than it is, I swear. Oh, okay. That makes me feel better.
Okay.
All right. Everyone's in. All right. Well, I guess since mine's on the top, I'll go ahead and read mine, yeah?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. John approached Michael and wanted to form a contract in which Michael would sell his truck to him for half of the value shown on Craigslist. John and Michael had been friends for over 20 years, and John really wanted the truck. When Michael told him that he could sell him the car for a slightly lower rate, John mentioned that he did not have the money. Instead of dropping the whole thing, John decided to manipulate Michael by telling him that he would share all of his secrets to his family and make a big stink if he didn't just sell him the car at half price. Michael expressed to John that he had nothing he could share with his family that would hurt him, but John decided to take another route. He told Michael that he would put a really bad review about the car on Craigslist, as if he viewed and test drove it, and say bad things about it to everyone, or every time someone would come. John assured Michael that he had the money to buy the car at half price and that he should be given the friend discount. Michael, feeling stressed. Did I not copy it all? Oh, I guess it doesn't copy it all. Anyways, I'll just Michael, feeling stressed and overwhelmed that his friend would do this to him, caved and signed the contract. After the contract was signed and completed, John took it a step further by expressing to Michael that he has been his best friend for 20 years and that he deserved the rate. Wow.
He doesn't sound like a very good friend.
Sounds like a jerk.
I'm surprised they've lasted that long in their friendship.
Yeah, right? What a scum licker, huh?
Yeah.
That was a good one. Really good.
That guy's a toe licker, man. All right, anyways, next.
Oh, man.
Okay. Oh, is it me?
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
A shareholder of a corporation. Wait. Oh, yeah. A shareholder of a corporation named Tom. Okay, I'm confusing myself. A shareholder of a corporation named Tom has a personal vendetta against Mike, one of the directors that is up for election. So I tried to make it with something we've been learning. Mike has an impressive resume and will most likely be voted in. To prevent this, Tom talks to John, a shareholder that holds a large amount of shares, and asks him to put all of his votes on a different director so that Mike won't get voted in. John says no way, he's voting for Mike. Tom, knowing that John works for his brother, says that if John doesn't go along with his plan, he will tell his brother something untrue about John that will result in him being fired. Because John is afraid he will lose his job, he votes for the director Tom asks him to.
Wow, what a dirty little stinker.
Well, it's not a contract. I don't know. You could have duress without a contract, can't you? I don't know.
I think so.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I don't know. I think it says duress is coercion, either physical or mental, that deprives a person of free will and leaves that person with no reasonable alternative other than to accept the contract terms as imposed on him, her. I don't know if that means it has to be a contract or if it's just taking away their free will.
I don't know. I was just trying to work it into what we've been learning.
I liked it.
Yeah.
Sounded good to me.
Yeah, that's great.
Okay.
All right, go for it. Ezra.
Okay, so mine is Kevin is an accountant working at a big firm in California. As he is filing with the state and government in April, he finds a large sum of money that the CEO was taking and placing into an offshore account without reporting it to the company. The CEO was essentially stealing from the company. The CEO finds out that Kevin knows about him and says that he will fire him and harm his family if Kevin says anything about it. Money's pretty bad, dirty stuff. Kevin is under mental and financial duress, so he cannot be held accountable for this contract. So I didn't really know how to end that one, so I just put that in. It's pretty good.
Fair enough.
Yeah. And
I'm laundering money. Don't you find out about it?
Yeah, right? Have you seen it's called The Person of Interest? Have you guys ever watched that show?
Yes.
So it's on Netflix.
Years ago, though.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It's way good. So that's why I've got like all these criminal things. It's pretty sweet. Yeah.
Well, you're probably watching it on Netflix. Like, aren't they done filming?
I think so.
Or yeah, because I remember watching it when it like first came out on TV.
No way.
Yeah,
Dang.
I'm that old.
That's
No,
something.
Just a second. Let me see if I can mute you.
Cool.
Wow, Miss Popular, huh?
Yeah. I can't believe she has a regular phone.
I'm blown away by that. I'm gonna say something when she gets back on here.
Right? I don't know how many people have like household phones anymore.
I only have a cell phone, so
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah, that's all we use. That's crazy.
wow. I guess we're just typical millennials.
That's right. That's
How old are you again?
23.
Okay, I'm 20. Yeah, I'm 25.
Yeah. Dude, you're super young. You're still
To
young.
have 3 kids, yeah.
Well, all right. You're on the right track.
My wife and I are always like, we're too young to die. But really, obviously we don't mean it. But the kids are a lot of work for sure.
Yeah.
I know you know.
Oh man, newborns they're so awesome, but at the same time, it's nice. It would be nice to sleep again.
How's her sleep pattern?
So she was doing. We switched it up because of the time change, and so we'd been going to bed around midnight or 12:30, and then she'd sleep, wake up about every 3 hours. So we'd go from 12 to about 6 or 7, which was pretty good. And then we really changed it up with the time change, and we started going to bed at like 10:30. So then she's sleeping until about 3, and then she wakes up, nurses, and then goes back to sleep until about 5 or 5:30. So
wow,
it's not bad. We're actually pretty lucky that she sleeps as much as she does. So we'll take that. What about you with your twins, right?
Well, so I actually just yesterday I was at work, and I don't know if I can. Let me see if I can show you this picture real quick. So my wife sends me a picture of my daughter Elena, and her sister had scratched her eye, like dead center of her eye. I wonder if you can see that.
A little bit. It looks all red. She's a cute kid.
She's so sad. She literally looks so miserable.
Jeez.
This one's even worse. Look at that.
Yeah. Okay.
When she sent me that, I was at work, and I'm like, oh, you just ruined my work day. It was so sad. But yeah, that's the second time her sister has accidentally scratched her eye. Like,
gotta cut those nails.
Oh man.
Oh man.
Sharp. My wife cuts them, but the doctor said, yeah, actually, a lot of times parents don't realize this, but if you cut them, they're still sharp. They're just short. You got to file them down. And we're like, well, dang, that's something, you think you might tell us that younger.
I never did that. I never did.
Yeah, he said that filing down will dull the sharpness instead of just make it shorter. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
take the edges away.
Interesting.
Anyways, so do we have to fill out the quiz form again?
Yes.
Yep.
The template?
I've got it downloaded. Which one did you guys want to use? What example? I like Lindsay's because it does connect with the lesson.
I'm fine with that.
I was gonna say I like Josh's.
Oh.
So
mine is just conniving, I'll tell him all.
And
your
I don't
secrets.
know. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know if it's supposed to have a contract. I don't know.
I don't know. I don't really understand when it says that, they have no reasonable alternative other than to accept the contract. I don't know if that's just because that's the type of like chapter it was, or if it's specifically tied to contracts. I wish that there was an easy way for us to know.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
All it says is a contract that is invalid form, and to all appearances is an agreement may be voided because of duress. What is all I know is that duress is that you're freaking messing with someone's mind. That's really all I know.
To me, it's like it's blackmail, right? It's if you don't do this, this will happen to you.
Exactly. I'm gonna knock you out if you don't give me old money.
Yeah.
Anyways, so I'm cool with Lindsay's. I like Lindsay's.
Okay.
Does tie in.
Okay.
Cool.
Okay, we'll have to fix that first sentence because I couldn't even read it myself. So we'll have to figure that out. What are you doing?
All
You
right.
have the template this time, Ezra?
Yeah. Yep. I'm gonna show you
Okay.
guys or share it real quick.
The first sentence not too bad. A shareholder of a corporation. Oh no, I just opened up in full screen. There we go. A shareholder of a corporation named Tom has a personal vendetta against Mike, one of the directors that is up for election.
Okay, maybe it was just me.
Yeah,
Maybe
I
it's
think-
fine.
Well,
I think the sentence is fine.
were you?
Okay.
I can see how the corporation would be named Tom.
Yeah, that's how I was reading it.
Uh,
Tom. That's why I was like, what?
Or you
Okay,
could-
what if you put a comma after
What if
corporation?
we?
Okay.
Let's go like this. So if we say Tom, whoops, a shareholder of
there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah,
corporation.
Yes,
Named.
there you go.
Tom, a shareholder of a corporation named Tom, is the owner of Tom. No.
That's a good name for a business. This is welcome to Tom. This is great. Okay.
All right. Explanation of our example.
Oh yeah, you could put a semicolon there. If that's
Would
what it
that
tells
work
you.
right there? Is that what?
I think so.
I think that's what
See-
a semicolon does. But
It's like a between a comma and a period, like a little bit of a longer pause, I think.
John says no way. He's voting. Okay, well, whatever.
I don't know.
Works
Hey,
for me. Word knows.
Or you could just make it a period. John says no way, period.
What?
Either
You
way.
don't. Why don't you have Grammarly? Do you guys ever see that
What?
commercial?
No.
So annoying. Every time I watch anything on YouTube, I get this commercial called Grammarly. It's like, ew, are you a professional writer? You need Grammarly. It'll fix all your errors because you're a writer. It's like, if you're a writer, wouldn't you think that you wouldn't need that? No.
That's what spell check's for.
Yeah. Example of our explanation would be that the owner or the was it Mike? Which one was the one that threatened?
So Tom has the
Tom.
vendetta against Mike.
Okay, so then we would say that Tom threatened John. He threatened John and told him that he would get him fired if he didn't do what he's told, basically.
I know there's so many names. It's probably all like confusing.
Oh, we only read it once, and so I was just trying to get a remember of who's who.
But even when I'm taking like the review quizzes, I have to read them really carefully because I'm always like, wait, who was what one?
Mm.
And there's just a lot of people involved.
And told. Oh, geez. I'm writing this all weird. So Tom threatened John and said that he would be fired if he didn't.
Would that be mental duress? Like you're gonna lose your job. That kind of puts you in. I don't know. Oh well, and he kind of threatened him. No, I think that's mental duress. Right?
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
at least partly mental.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like he wasn't gonna physically hurt him, but he was gonna like harm him.
Yeah. I was getting yours mixed up with Ezra's.
Like-
Ezra's was actually gonna physically harm the guy. Yours was more you're gonna get fired.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, like, one of the parts is that it's the threat of economic loss,
Mm-hmm.
right? So if John lost his job, that'd be huge on his economic situation.
Yeah, it would.
So, and that's all right. Or maybe just take
I
out
don't know
the economic.
maybe instead of economic dress, I would say economic hardship, or I
Yeah.
don't know. Is it called?
So in the book, it's called economic economic loss.
Okay.
So we can just go with that.
Okay.
Okay. Well,
His questions.
we could do like how we did last time. I thought that was great because it teaches so if we said which is not an example of duress, and then we can put in the examples of duress and then one that's not. That way you at least teach them which are examples of duress.
The different kinds of dress, you mean?
Yeah. So you know how like in the duress portion of the book you have like the threat of physical violence or threat of criminal prosecution. So we can put like 3 examples or 3 correct examples of duress and then 1 not of. So it'd be like the same thing that we did last time, except for with duress. I kind of like that, but if we wanted to switch it up, we could totally switch it up.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Well, all right.
It's really easy.
Yeah, that's true.
It's too bad that you have to have like 4 different answers, because it'd be so much easier if you could just say like, would he be able to take this back? You know what I mean? Like you could ask specific questions about that, but I wouldn't be able to think of 4 different, you know what I mean? I could think of like 1 good question with 1 good answer. It's just tricky to find 4.
Right. That's true.
Especially specific to duress.
Because I was trying to think of something that like went specifically with the example, but I think, yeah, it's just hard.
Yep.
Oh, maybe I should be looking in my book for the different things of dress so I could say it while you typed it.
Yeah.
Sure.
Let me see.
Which one should we make up? So one example not of duress, because the other will be pretty easy.
You could say something like, well, that's kind of lame, but I was going to say you could say something along the lines of, if you don't vote for me, then I'll just throw in my own votes or something, you know? Like, I'll create my own votes. I don't know. It's not really threatening or anything, you know? Has nothing really to do with hurting the other person, but still, they still kind of get their way.
Yeah, you mean like add that to the example?
No, I don't know. I'm just trying to think outside the box a little bit for like what we could do for duress. For the,
I know, because it feels like we're doing the exact same one we did before.
Yeah. Well, I think we are doing the exact same one, right?
Yeah.
Because we already did duress.
Yeah, maybe we could try to be more creative.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't know.
Which
Let me just think on it.
because duress it's like a super short part. There's not a whole lot in here.
Maybe you could say something like, if the guy who was under duress, who was it? John. If John later came back and said, I'd like to change my votes, would he be able to? And then some could be yes and some could be no or something. I don't know. But I don't know if that's even true. I don't know if he could. Like, I don't know if because he was under duress, he could go back and say, hey, I was being blackmailed. I'd like to change my vote. I don't know if he could. So.
Which of these is not a threat of duress?
So let's see. On page 473, so it's under the crimes and torts portion. There's a line in here that says like obviously duress would negate the intent necessary for an intentional tort. So if someone acted under duress, then they could not be held, I don't know, liable to a tort.
They can't be sued.
Yeah, right. So that's an interesting thought.
Yeah.
So maybe our question could be is if one can one under duress be sued for their actions? Right? And then you could have 2 yes and 2 no's, maybe.
Okay.
But
then we could be creative with our whys.
Yeah. I don't know. What do you guys think?
Well, I mean, as far
it
as
doesn't have.
yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, I mean, as far as the example goes, I think that because we chose or had duress again, I don't think they're not gonna worry too much about what example we use. The example is fine, and as far as the question goes, I don't see anything wrong with the question. I mean, not with.
Just leave it like that.
So
I mean, I don't mind reversing, like having it reversed where you only have one wrong answer, really. You know what I mean? You have one wrong answer, but the rest are technically right answers. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm. Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Okay, so it's the same question but in reverse.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, let's just do that then. We'll just read about it.
Geez. So they're, what are they called? Like the 5 things of duress. Where is that?
I'm looking it up right now.
Mm-hmm.
5 kinds of threats are generally considered duress in contract law. Threat of physical violence or harm to the individual or his or her family or property. Threat of physical violence.
You guys don't have page numbers on your books, huh?
No, I have location 2764.
And do you know what? I'm starting to freak out a little bit because usually I can search a word and then I can just click on all the examples and it takes me right to it, but it's not working. Like it's letting me search for it, but when I click on it, it doesn't take me to it.
What do you mean?
Like normally on mine,
can you share your screen, or is it on your computer?
Yeah. So you think that I'm just doing it wrong, and then maybe
no. I just want to see if there's anything that you're doing different from how I do it.
Okay, but
you may not be doing anything wrong. I don't know.
I don't think I can share my screen if he's sharing his screen though. So maybe we could do it after.
Okay.
Yeah, if you could help me, actually, I'd really appreciate it because I really rely on that during the tests. Like being able to have it, like click on it and have it take me to that spot in the book. And I don't like that it's not doing it.
Dang. Do you want me to stop sharing real quick? I'll just type up some of these and you guys can figure that out real quick if you want.
Okay, sure.
Okay.
Okay, let me just see. I think it's this one. Okay, see this?
Yeah.
See my screen? So this is how it looks. Well, it's there now, but let's say I'm on a different chapter.
Okay.
So usually I can click this thing and I can hit duress,
Yeah.
Like it already is that. And oops, my phone just fell. If I click on this, it's bringing me to that. But before, and it's right there. But usually I would be able to click on a different one within that chapter, like this. Oh, well, that one did work now that I'm showing it to you. But see, I'm clicking on that or that, and it's not bringing me to it.
So mine, I think you're just doing the same thing mine does. In fact, that's so weird because when you're clicking duress, Why is it highlighting confidential?
I don't know. But you
notice
know what?
Click
it
duress
also,
again.
and it leaves after a few minutes. Like it shows you where it was and then it is gone. But that
What is
didn't
that
even
highlighting for you right now?
undo influence.
Yeah, when you click duress, why
But
is
it should have been down here. Oops.
that
See,
is
it
so
also,
weird.
you want to see something else? Okay, this has been the bane of my existence. Okay, see how, like, you know how if for your unit guide, your
Uh-huh.
study guide, like I would love to be able to like copy this whole paragraph and paste it. When I let go of it, it just highlights it and does not let me copy it.
Here, let me
Any
share my
suggestions
screen.
for that?
Yeah, let me share my screen and let's see
Okay.
if there's anything like that you notice about mine, because mine seems to be
Yeah.
slightly different.
Because I have to like retype everything. Like it won't let me copy paste off of the book.
Okay, 2 seconds. There it is. Share screen. Share screen. All right, so here's mine. Here's what mine looks like. So now mine, I just go up here. I type duress. Okay, it says there's 29 matches found. If I click it,
Yeah, that's what mine used to do. It used to do that, and then like recently it stopped.
okay, now if I wanted to copy and paste something, I highlight it.
Yeah.
And then I have add note, copy, more.
Okay. When I do it, the same box pops up, but it just says note, flashcard, citation, delete. It doesn't. It gives different options than yours. Like it looks the same, but the options are different.
What happens if you click? Wait, what happens if you click add note? Okay, add note doesn't do what we think. What does
Yeah, I've
add
tried all of them.
flashcard? What does flashcard do?
Let me see. It automatically highlights it for me, which is super annoying. When I click flashcard, it has like a box that says create flashcard. And like it like saves that paragraph on a flashcard. I wonder if I could copy it from there.
Here, try doing this for me. Highlight it. Highlight just anything.
Okay.
Okay, now click Control C.
Like before I let go or after?
So
once I let go, it highlights it, and it's not like it makes it orange. It's not highlighted anymore.
so just like watch my screen. So I have something highlighted. I'm clicking.
Okay, hold on.
I'm holding Control and I'm pushing C. It unhighlights it, right? But when I go to copy and paste it, it copies exactly what I took.
Yes, but when you were copying it, like you highlighted it with your mouse and then you let go and it stayed highlighted. Yeah, like that. When I let go, it makes it orange, like I highlighted it.
Like it automatically highlights it like that for you?
Yes. It does that automatically, and then it doesn't let me do anything with it.
So as soon as you let go, this bar disappears?
No, it's there, but it says different things than yours. Mine doesn't say those things. Mine says
when the bar is there, try doing Control C. Just I know that it highlights it, but just when the bar is actually showing, push Control C and then go to a word or something and click Control V.
Yeah, maybe I'll try it before I let go.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if that would work.
Because once I let go, it's like it's not even.
I don't know. That is bizarre.
This has changed. That like the look of it changed, so I thought maybe it like updated or whatever. But it's making it so that I can't click on the things when I search them, and that's frustrating me a lot because it'll make it a lot harder to find things in a test.
Huh. Wonder what color mode is. I don't know what any of this stuff does.
Anyway, we don't have to keep working on
yeah, no worries.
my stuff out.
If I see something about it, I'll let you know.
Okay. Thanks for trying. I've just been frustrated about it.
No worries. All right, Ezra.
All right.
Did you finish, Ezra?
I finished a little bit of it. I'm just
kidding.
There's one part that I just didn't get. So I put in the wrong answers, which are actually the right answers, and then why, right? So that's what those are. And then the only thing that I didn't get done was a real wrong answer.
Okay, yeah.
I was thinking we could just make one that's really similar to one of the right answers, and then hopefully confuse some people or get them to
Okay.
this again. But I don't know.
So let me just see which ones you did put. Threat of
Okay.
physical violence. Maybe like threat of taking all their money, or a threat of loss of career, or other things could they threaten people?
Good question.
Threat of libel, like saying bad stuff about them.
Yeah.
Let's
see.
Okay, so what is our example again? It's about a guy wanting votes.
Wanting to force someone else to vote with him for the directors.
Okay. Threat of this is actually really hard.
No, making a.
Hold on. Ready for this? I'm gonna try something.
We could do so. The third example, and under the duress, it says a threat of a lawsuit, but only if the threat is made with actual knowledge that the suit would be without any bias. So if we put threat of a lawsuit with, or a threat of a lawsuit with basis, then we just change one of the words. It's you know what I mean? But
that is super tricky.
I wonder if that would be clear enough, or if that's just really.
So I just looked up antonyms for duress. One of them I think is interesting is agreement or persuasion. It says persuasion. Like, what if we said something about him, like not forcing him, but persuading him to vote for him? Does that make sense? Instead of it being something threatening, it's more like the fact that he got him to vote for him because he was convincing.
Okay, so like,
because it's not really like a threat. It's just he was just convincing. He convinced him to vote for him. I don't know.
Undue influence, is that similar?
I don't know.
That might be like persuasion, huh?
Yeah, all the antonyms were agreement, approval, consent, permission, convincing, persuasion, reason, and suasion.
Wow, suasion.
Suasion. Ooh, Patrick Swayze. No. Crazy Swayze.
So
I don't know. I just not really sure other than because it's really hard. Anything you say like talking about their family. I mean, those are all types of duress. They're all types of things that are manipulating to do something, right? That's why I'm not really sure how to go about it other than to maybe change up the direction a little bit.
What was that one again with the lawsuits you were saying, with or without basis?
Yeah. So
which one is what's the correct version of that?
So it's threat of a lawsuit without the knowledge that the suit would be without any basis. So if you say threat of a lawsuit with basis, so as in, I'm not sure what it means by basis, but maybe it's like
without the knowledge.
Without the knowledge that there would be a lawsuit, or
yeah, that's almost like hard to wrap your head around enough already.
Yeah, right. I wonder if we could change or do something like persuasion though. So if you say
Okay.
the persuasion to act as one wouldn't normally, right? But I don't know how you'd word that.
Persuasion to go against what one knows, right? What
Maybe.
one knows is right. Persuasion to go against what one knows is right. I don't know.
Persuasion. Oh, geez. To build a 40-foot wall.
What?
What?
You totally threw me off on that one.
I'm
like,
sorry. No, President Trump is doing good, but holy cannoli. Yeah. Yeah, I got nothing.
I keep trying to scroll your screen.
Oh,
It's okay. It's just, I just keep, that's like, I don't know. I probably don't need, yeah, that's okay.
no.
To go against one's conscience.
What about abuse of the bandwagon effect? Like jumping on the bandwagon, you know what I mean? Like vote for me, vote for Pedro. I don't know. Because you could easily convince someone to do something through bandwagon, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. It'd be like group behavior, right?
How could you say that? But these are like threats, like something that will happen if they don't do it, right? Isn't that what we're looking for?
Right.
So maybe it could be some kind of a threat, like you'll lose your friends, or no one will think you're cool. You know what I mean? Like something that's can't be.
So
like
those are all
admitted in
mental,
law.
right? Those are all mental.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Those are just.
And that, I think that'd be covered under social disgrace as well, right?
Yeah, you're right.
Man, whoever
So what
came up
else
with
could
the
they-
law did a good job.
They were thorough.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Holy cow.
So what else could they threaten them with? Or could we like pick? Maybe we should.
That's what I'm
something
saying. With
similar?
when it comes to this type of question, I think the only way to overcome the answer that we're looking for is to go slightly outside of the effect of a threat. I know we want it to seem more
I
like.
see.
I think what we're getting stuck on is that we want it to be a threat, so it seems more like a correct answer. However, with it being a threat, any type of threat that is convincing someone to do someone is going to be duress, right? So we have to almost do something, not necessarily the opposite of threat, but maybe not a threat. You know what I mean? Because any threat that I can think of, I've probably thought of like 20 different threats, all either tied to one of these things. So I think we're going to need to go outside of a threat. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think you're right.
That's why when I think of persuasion, like just like threat and persuasion, threat is you're going to do it or something's going to happen. Persuasion is I'm convincing you and you are choosing, like you're persuading them and they are choosing to accept your persuasion. Does that make sense? So
right. So the choice is there.
Exactly, because you're persuading them, but they don't have to accept. You've persuaded them to do what you asked.
So maybe like persuasion to join the group mentality, or like what you're saying with the mob mentality, join the bandwagon.
Yeah, I mean, because you could persuade them through bandwagon. That was just an example of some way that you could persuade them. Like, I mean, literally, I've had five people go ahead and vote for my guy. I think you should do it too.
So maybe we should just say persuasion to get them to change their vote, or to get them to
Persuasion to accept your way of thinking.
Yeah, to make them agree with you. Yeah, persuasion to accept
one's way of thinking. I don't know.
Yeah.
Trying to think if that's too obvious or if it's just right. I think it's okay because it's kind of like duress, but it's just not quite.
Yeah. I guess you could persuade them by threatening them. I'm just kidding.
Exactly. It depends on how you define persuasion.
Okay, well, we're just gonna know that this is clearly not the more correct answer. Make sense? Because there's no threat. It just says that there's persuasion. All right. Oh man, that's funny. This was a tough one, man. This one was really tough.
Maybe it's a good thing they did send us back. Or she did send us back.
We need to review this.
Yeah. Maybe try number 2.
This question is going to cause me mental duress.
Good thing we get 3 tries on those review quizzes. That's all I can say.
It usually takes me at least the second try. I almost always miss at least one, and I'm like, God.
Yeah. Did you take the one this week yet? Because it took me all three tries to get 100% this week.
Oh, jeez.
That's comforting.
Jeez, that's great. Was it the last one you were talking about, Lindsay? So that one only gave us one try to do it. And that one was tough. That was a tough one. Gosh.
Yeah.
Bad
I know. I was like, wait, what? Is our only chance?
It's so funny because normally, like I said, I normally almost always have to use the second try. And I was like, I only get one try. Why do you hate me? Unfortunately, one time I actually did it in one try and got 100%. I was like, yes, thank you.
Well, I was glad I had read that there was only one try, because oftentimes my first try on the review quiz is like, I don't check anything. Like, I just do what I think it is, just to see how I can. It's like testing to see how I would do on my own.
I'm the same way.
And then I start looking stuff up when I miss them.
I'm the same way. Because I know when you do it the first time, you're like, man, I missed 3 or I missed 2 or I missed 5. And you're like, maybe I didn't quite understand that. Let's go back and see what I need to understand.
Yeah, it's like quizzing myself. First.
Yeah, I'm the same way.
But I'm not looking forward to this test. I feel like it's going to be hard this week.
Oh yeah.
Does it ever take you guys the full 2 hours to do it? Because it takes me almost down to the last second to make sure that I'm at least getting a somewhat decent grade. It's killing me.
No, I haven't ever gotten that close, but I do use more than an hour. I usually use like a little more than an hour.
I use the full 2 hours, and it is a nightmare.
I might be. For me, every one of my tests have gotten worse as I've gone. So I'm nervous. I'm hoping I can pull it back up. But anyway.
You could do it.
Yeah, you got it.
I hope so. I always take them quite early too, because I don't want it to infringe on my next week's stuff. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I usually take them Friday nights. That's usually my schedule.
Well,
nice.
So don't we have to do an example next week? Like, aren't we?
Yes.
Aren't we responsible for the next week's one? Or is it?
Yeah, we should plan that. You could probably stop recording, Ezra, if you want.
Oh, sure.
Or you don't have to. It doesn't matter.